Alright, let's talk about Wing Chun some more. When it comes to high-level MMA, like the elite of the elite fighters, like people in the UFC, when people want to talk about Wing Chun being shown there, people usually go for Anderson Silva and like Tony Ferguson. Those are the usual people that get mentioned. But there's a person who's just recently shown what Wing Chun is all about without ever, to my knowledge, training in Wing Chun. And honestly, making this video right now is a bit frustrating because I wanted to make this video a long time ago, before this person fought for the championship. I wanted to say, whoa, the unorthodox style of this person really looks like what Wing Chun is supposed to look like on a high level. And of course, I think a lot of you know who I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's the people's champ, Sean Strickland.
Why did God give women boobs?
So that men could milk them.
I'm not opposed.
And I know that so many MMA fighters will go, "Oh, come on, shut the fuck up. Don't shoehorn Wing Chun in there. Stop." But please hear me out. Hear me out. I'm not saying that he's trained in Wing Chun and look, the Wing Chun's the best thing of all time. Oh, we should only train Wing Chun and this is the way to do it. He's our god and priest of Wing Chun. No. From all that I know, he never ever trained in Wing Chun. But unlike Anderson Silva and Tony Ferguson, who've actually dabbled in Wing Chun, Sean's actually shown way better what Wing Chun is all about. But how is that possible if he's never trained Wing Chun? Well, it's possible in the same way that, Ippon Seoinage, a very famous judo throw, is actually also a wrestling throw. It's also actually a sambo throw. It's actually a throw that exists in all of grappling. The fact that we recognize that as judo, that's our thing. That doesn't mean that it doesn't exist in other places. So here, Sean Strickland happened to have developed his style, his unorthodox style, that really adheres to principles of Wing Chun without him realizing it. Because Wing Chun is supposed to be fast, economical, and devastating. When it's used, it's supposed to look very simple. And that's the biggest problem that we see with a lot of Wing Chun practitioners is they overcomplicate it. They do the patty cake Wing Chun. They use all these trapping techniques as blocking. That's completely backwards. And why Sean did it better than both Anderson Silva and Tony Ferguson is because Anderson Silva used like trapping shapes as blocking. And what really got him out of those situations wasn't the Wing Chun technique, it was his good head movement. The fact that his arms were flailing around while he was defending punches isn't really Wing Chun. It was his good head position while he was throwing stuff around. But that's not really what Wing Chun is about. But what Sean did here was very simple, very economical, and the most important thing, like my friend Alan said, that Wing Chun is supposed to be a pressure system, and I couldn't agree more. What did we see Sean do? Keep moving forward, checking kicks, keeping constant pressure, and jamming. That's a word that a lot of people in the MMA circles have used to describe what Sean did to Izzy, is jam him. And you can clearly see literal traps, like Wing Chun trapping to keep the pressure going forward. Like he would jam and trap and hit, jam, trap and punch, but always moving forward. So many instances when he used the bong sao and moving, adjusting, and just kept coming forward, just poof, poof. That's all Wing Chun is supposed to be. And I remember specifically in round 3 when he threw that specific kick, I was like, that looks so Wing Chun, to the point that it's annoying, because I know that if I make this video, people are gonna attack me that I'm shoehorning Wing Chun everywhere. But the fact that I see Wing Chun here isn't my problem, it's just how things are. That's like showing a judoka a sambo match and them recognizing all the throws from judo. Why is that a bad thing? That's just grappling. Just like Wing Chun is normal fighting. It's not this magical Ip Man movie stuff. If judo people, wrestlers, sambo fighters speak the language of grappling, then Wing Chun people speak the language of pressure. And with that, Sean Strickland just showed what Wing Chun is supposed to look like on high level. A lot of patty cake traditional Wing Chun people that don't spar should be at least a little bit embarrassed by the fact that, from their point of view, some rando in the MMA circles just represented their art better than all of them for like decades now. I'm probably gonna get a lot of people attacking that this isn't Wing Chun, stop. But I think I've explained myself entirely. You can easily say that it's not Wing Chun, but in the same way, whenever a Sambo guy does clearly visible moves that we recognize from Judo, then you're also not supposed to call it Judo. But that's ridiculous. And so, in my opinion, it's also ridiculous not to call this Wing Chun. That's the problem with labeling martial arts. I already made a video about that, so I'm not gonna go further with that here. But yeah, that's about it. Slightly frustrating video to make because I wish I actually finished it before the championship, but who the fuck knew Sean Strickland was gonna do that to Izzy? But it is what it is. In an alternative universe, I made that video, and then he beat Izzy, and that original video got way more views. That's it. Thanks for watching, and please have a civil fight in the comments down below. Thank you.